How's it going, guys? My name is Jimmy Champane, and today, as always, we're going to be digging into the latest news on the Halloween franchise. But before we get into that, I wanted to thank Filmstruck for sponsoring this video. Filmstruck is an awesome streaming service that's actually really easy to describe. If you're into classic movies, foreign movies, or movies that are generally hard to find, which now that I think of it are 3 words that describe the horror genre, this is the streaming service for you. And the coolest thing about it, in my opinion, is that you can watch a bunch of the movies from the Criterion collection in their Criterion channel. If you can believe it, weirdly muscular Michael Myers and I went straight to the horror section as soon as we were signed up, and we were able to build out a pretty healthy watch list with movies like House, Dead Ringers, and The Holy Mountain. There are multiple different pricing structures and even a student discount, which I think is awesome, but if you want to try Filmstruck for free for 30 days, just go to the link in my description. And it's basically the easiest way you could see one of the best practical head explosions ever put to film. The first big story we have today is coming from Pasadena, California, which is where Halloween was filmed, and it's also where Halloween 40 Years of Terror convention is happening this weekend on October 12th through 14th. I unfortunately won't be able to go because I'll be in Telluride, Colorado at the Telluride Horror Festival, but I thought I'd let you guys know that this was going on because people like PJ Souls, Nick Castle, and James Jude Courtney are going to be there, and it sounds awesome. I was looking around online to see if there'd be any exclusive merch, and there is going to be a limited edition poster from Maddie Ryan Tobin. It's awesome. It features Michael Myers, and his face is disintegrating Infinity War style into dead leaves, which, oh my god, I love fall, you guys. I'm so glad that they finally put fall on a Halloween poster. I thought it was a little weird that they used the original Halloween mask, but then I was like, duh, this is like a 40-year anniversary event, so they're celebrating the original movie and the new movie. So it's a really cool poster. I want to try and get my hands on one, but if you're going, you should try too. The biggest piece of news this week is an exclusive from Bloody Disgusting, and they're reporting that even though Halloween 2018 isn't even out yet, Jason Blum is already working on a new sequel that could be out as early as next October. This isn't a huge surprise because just last week, EW released their interview with Jason Blum, and he said he would definitely 100% like to make sequels to this movie, but still, next October is a lot sooner than I would have initially thought. I just assumed that David Gordon Green and Danny McBride would work on whatever sequel happened for this movie, but Bloody Disgusting is reporting that they're not coming back for a sequel and that someone else is already working on writing a new script. I don't really know how I feel about this one yet, guys, because I did just see Halloween last weekend and I loved it from top to bottom. So naturally, my first thought was I'd want to see the same creative team come back. And again, it is a little weird that this is happening because David Gordon Green and Danny McBride have both said that this movie was originally written to be 2 movies, but they condensed it down into 1. So you'd think they'd have other ideas for a sequel. That being said, I think it's a little too early to speculate on this stuff because the article doesn't really tell us a whole lot, and of course the movie isn't even out yet. And even if there is a new creative team on it, you've still got someone like Ryan Turek producing, which is good. I am excited that Blumhouse will be able to make a sequel to this, and of course it's hard not to get excited with the thought of getting a new Halloween every October. I did a little digging around, and unsurprisingly there's nothing out there about who this mystery writer could be, but it stands to reason that Blumhouse would pick someone good to write this movie because they just made a good Halloween movie. It's not like they're coming out of nowhere again, so I'm not too worried. Regardless though, guys, as soon as any news drops, you will hear it first from me. The last story I have for you guys this week is about box office predictions. So a few days ago, Deadline reported that this movie could take in anywhere from $40 million to $50 million on its opening weekend. They said that was because instead of just 25 and over males wanting to see this movie, both 25-year-old and older males and females wanted to see it, which is a weird distinction that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but hey, more people want to see this movie than usual, which I guess is the point we're taking away here. Anyways, that prediction was just increased to $60 million on the low end, which sounds a lot better than 40 to 50 if you ask me. Regardless though, all of these predictions would put this movie above Rob Zombie's Halloween, which has the best opening weekend of the entire franchise. Now the biggest thing to pay attention to here is that even at its lowest predicted take, Halloween would still be pretty much profitable with its $10 million budget in its first weekend in theaters. So that means we'd get more Michael Myers in the future. And on top of that, you have to take a look at The Nun, which was projected to earn about the same as Halloween, but ended up earning about $60 million in its opening weekend. So if we look at The Nun, it stands to reason that Halloween could make more than is projected. And that's good because Halloween, unlike The Nun, has good reviews, a good story, and Michael Myers in it. That's a lot of numbers, and I hate numbers, but the big takeaway here is that horror is making a lot of money, which means we'll get more horror movies, which is exactly what I want. Alright guys, that's all the big Halloween news you need to know about this week. Let me know what you think Halloween is going to take in at the box office when it releases next week down in the comments below. And again, thanks to Filmstruck for sponsoring this video. Anyways guys, my name is Jimmy Champane and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.